so that it's not a tremendously time-consuming, take over your entire life and all your extra free time and family time and all that kind of thing, just for that exact reason. So it's a nice, steady, just when you can, when scheduling a little bit of time, right? 4 hours is still, a couple hours during the week and maybe a couple hours on the weekend, do a little bit of stuff.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Nice and progressive and not crazy.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do something that I did. I started out with a humongous project as my side business. That initial podcast that I recorded was 35 hours in duration. So I first had to create, I had to create the layout, the design, the script. I had to record it. I had to edit it. It was an incredible undertaking. There were, I would say it was about half a year. And during this 6 months seems to be following me around. During this half a year, I had at least 1 to 2 hours after work that I spent on creating this product. So if you have an idea for such a huge product, don't jump on that first. Look around and say, okay, this is going to be my target. Yes, I want to create this humongous product, but what type of a product could I create that's smaller, easier to create, and still gives great value to my customers? Find a companion product that you can create. That's probably my biggest mistake. Once I had this thing finished, I started asking my students, what other kind of information would you need? And I instantly got feedback from these guys, and within 48 hours, I had a companion product finished. If only I had realized this first. I could have created that companion product first, would have taken me 2 days. I could have put it out there and start selling it, and starting small rather than starting big. So if I would have to do it again, I would probably turn this whole thing around and start with the smaller products and work my way up to the bigger one.
Great tip. Excellent tip. Now, one more thing I want to ask you, and actually I meant to ask this earlier because you mentioned that at some point you reach the point where like, okay, I got to make the decision to just dive in and do this full time so it can become everything that it really can be. And you said that was about the time that you decided to sign up for our coaching course. So, and we talk about things like finding a mentor and things like that. What was the thought process and the decision of going, okay, it looks like I should sign up for this coaching course, and what role did that play for you at that time, or what was the thought process when you signed up for that?
Did I mention the stumbling and the fumbling? That was it. Remember, I am not a businessman. I am an employee, or at least I was until I started this. Everything here happened haphazardly. Everything was a coincidence. And at some point, I realized if I really want to make this happen, I have to understand better what this is all about. Yes, I could probably, stumble through this, but why not simply invest some time and money and learn from people whom I trust and get your information from this coaching course? It cost me a pretty penny, agreed, but it was valuable. It really helped me to understand better how these things work and what I have to do step by step in order to do this. The interesting thing was that about a third of your coaching course I had already done. So that just happens, right? There is stuff you know and stuff you don't know. And even if somebody today signs up for the academy, they will probably find, oh, I know this and I know that and I know this and I know that. Why have I even signed up for this? This is just a waste of my money. No, it isn't, because there is a lot more information in there that's probably going to help you in order to move forward. That's how I did it, and that's why I did it. It was that simple. Stumbling and fumbling, and I needed to not stumble and not fumble. Yeah. Another thing that I did that had nothing to do with you guys is, here in the United States, there is a government organization called the Small Business Administration, and they offer completely free coaching. So, and that's one-on-one in-person coaching. You can go down to your local small business administration office. They have these coaches, and you can sit down with that coach, explain your problem to them, and they will guide you through this. They don't give legal advice or tax advice or things like that. Most often they're retired businessmen who have experience, who know what it takes to run a business. And one of the things that I am working on at the moment is, because I have no board of directors to whom I am directly responsible to. I need somebody who calls my BS and keeps me on track.
Yeah.
So I decided to get in touch with one of the people, my early mentors from the SBA, and say, would you like to be my board of directors, so to speak? And the plan is that we meet once every 6 to 8 weeks and we discuss the high-level strategies that I'm trying to follow in my organization so that he can, call my bluff and say, hey, 6 weeks ago you said this. You didn't do a single thing and you were completely in alignment there, and you said this was going to take your business to the next level. Why haven't you done anything? So this kind of, kick in the butt is probably something that I need as somebody who really has no discipline to run a business and who doesn't have the experience to run a business. That's one more thing that people can definitely do.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, and I think, like you said, we're solopreneurs often working by ourselves. That's the nature of this internet business. In the case of Internet Business Mastery, I'm fortunate to have a good partner that I do work with, and that helps in many ways. But we still are always going to have our blinders, always going to have our own BS, as you say, that works its way in. Maybe it's a matter of discipline, but maybe maybe somebody is the most disciplined person. But still, I've just found, it's always, that's why we talked about the importance of masterminds and why, I always make an effort to be a part of some kind of mastermind group, or if you want to call it board of directors, or have a mentor or somebody, an accountability partner, whatever you want to call it, because that phenomenon of just needing somebody to help you avoid the blinders it's just, no matter how competent you think you are, it's just always going to be a fact of life and something that entrepreneurs need to deal with. So I resonate very much with what you're saying there. That's an excellent tip.
Yeah, and I really like your awesome partner.
Yeah.
All right.
Did I mention how awesome my partner is?
I can hear it again. No. So where can we go now? Where can people go and find you online then? Where was the best place to reach you? They want more information.
The easiest place to start is my free podcast, and that is at thepmpodcast.com. And yes, I should never have chosen the in my URL, but unfortunately PM Podcast was already taken at that time, and it still is. So it's thepmpodcast.com.
All right. Excellent. Well, Cornelius, thank you very much again for your time. I mean, awesome tips there. And that's why we love talking to people in the Internet Business Mastery community who have been in there in the trenches doing it, because there's always great lessons that have been learned. So we appreciate your time and willingness to share those things with us. And I know that I've been reminded of some great principles in chatting with you today. So thank you very much for that.
Absolutely. Happy to help.
And we'll be seeing you online, I'm sure, and talking to you more. But, good luck with your new project that sounds like you're going to be diving into there. It sounds exciting too. So we'll be looking forward to see how that goes.
Thank you. You guys have a great day.
All right. Have
Bye.
a good one.
You've been listening to the iconoclasts of the 9 to 5 and the purveyors of freedom and fulfillment, Sterling and Jay. Sterling and Jay invite you to discover one of their most popular audio programs ever. The 3 Pillars of Designing Your Ultimate Internet Lifestyle. Visit freeaudiogift.com now and sign up for the free weekly Internet Business Mastery email newsletter. And you'll get instant access to this life-changing audio presentation pulled directly from the content of the acclaimed Internet Business Mastery Academy membership community. Go now to freeaudiogift.com. Internet Business Mastery. Free your mind.